Hi, everyone. It's Nea Clare, and we are just getting started. Hello, hello. It's the 22nd of September, and I can hardly believe it. We have been just booking through this month. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of tired of how fast time is moving. It's just overwhelming some days. So I'm just gonna wait for you guys to join me and be a part of this beautiful day. Yeah, so time's been going so fast, and I think so many of us are experiencing that. Like, what the heck? But that's okay. You know, sorry, this I have got wires everywhere too. Gotta work on that. Hi, everybody. So yeah, it has been a very amazing amount of um, the speed at which things are moving. Um, I can't believe it's the 22nd. I can't believe we are this far into 2020. I can't believe that we are still dealing with some of the things we're dealing with. I mean, remember I was thinking back to March when we thought, "Oh my god, they're talking about things not being like normalized or back to normal until July." And we were all worried about July. Like, how can we possibly do this? And here it is, September, and normal is nowhere in sight, right? As a matter of fact, we couldn't be farther from normal if we tried. Like normal, I think honestly the big thing is that we have to be willing to say adios to our concept of normal, to our understanding of normal, and be willing to let that go because normal, it's overrated anyway. I mean, really, think about it. Everybody is seeking on some level to be excited, to be titillated, to be happier, to be more fulfilled in their life. And yet when those opportunities come up for us to like shine, to show up, we go, "Oh no, not today. How about we do it next Thursday?" Or that's just a little too uncomfortable. I don't know if I can do it. When we get those opportunities, is our energy level in alignment with what the invitation is? And the invitation is for us to say yes, to be at our yes, to be willing to step in. Hi, if you're on, say hi. I'd love to say hi to you. You can type that in the comments so I can see. I can't always see who's on with me. But yeah, it is this whole idea of normal. I was having a great conversation with, hi, Brianna. I was having a great conversation with, hi, Gail, with a friend of mine last night. We were just talking about how we are getting this opportunity, all of us are getting this opportunity to emerge from what we have come to understand and what we have seen as normal, as familiar, and begin to see how that desire to have everything so familiar, so known, in many ways becomes kind of a prison, right? Think about that part of us that just wants to know. And what is that for? Like, what is the need to understand everything? What is the need to have to go through and investigate the root cause of everything? Is it so we can't it's well, I'm gonna invite you guys to think about that a minute, and I'm gonna invite you to respond. What is our desperate need to understand the root cause of things that we experience, of who we are, of why we are the way we are, of why things have happened to us in the way they've happened? Bingo, Trisha. Hi, Trisha. Yes, it's control. And what are we controlling? Think about this. This is really important right now. What is it we think we're controlling? I will pause. Not easy for me to do. And I paused at 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So why do you think that we are trying to control? What is the purpose of control in this situation? Hmm? I know it takes a little while to write, and Brianna is probably frantically writing. She's like, "Yes, control, Nia," right? Yeah, because control, we do that for a reason, right? We understand to control. And why do we need to control? What is the motive of our control? I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. But I have to keep talking because I'm on the air, right? I'm on the air, so I have to keep talking. So I'm just being patient. I'm not going to give the answer. I love it, Brianna. True. Hi, Ginger. So we're talking about why do we have a need to understand everything in our life? Why do we go back and study what the problem is? So Trisha, you said safety, godlike outcome, right? And the first word safety is really the big thing. And safety, which means that I am safety shows up in a lot of different ways, but it's all comes back to ego, right? And I'm not you can't really get rid of ego as much as we try, like as though we can remove a part of our beingness. Ego's there to keep us safe, but it's sometimes we have like really put an overemphasis on our need for safety, right? And the idea is that I won't look bad. I won't nobody will take advantage of me. I won't ever feel that uncomfortable feeling again. I won't feel sad or disappointed or angry or out of control or helpless, all of these things. So it's safety and security is the true motivation of our need to understand, right? And our true motivation around safety and security is self-preservation, right? Is to maintain who we understand ourselves to be and who we understand our capacity, our ability to handle our world, our experiences, our life, right? So when we think about that and we think about what is happening, Brianna, I knew you'd have a paragraph. I did. I knew it. I knew it. So Brianna says, we feel the need to control because our minds want a sense of solidity in a world that is not solid. We haven't known another way in this life, but every time we go into the unknown without structure, beautiful things happen. Yeah, right? We are learning. Like, let's just take a look. I really want you guys to think about a couple of things. And I'm not talking politics, but I want you to just take a moment. In this country, 4 years ago at the elections, right? The election was a huge surprise. The result of the election for most Americans, for I would say for both sides, including our current president, he was like, "Wait, what? I won?" I'm like, "Are you kidding?" Right? Everybody was like, "What happened?" And there was this worry, this rise in worry of the world's going to fall apart. We will lose all our freedoms. Everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. And what was interesting is even if Hillary had won, there was the same worry by half the people or a large number of people in this country. Oh my gosh, we're going to go to hell in a handbasket, the whole thing. And I'm just going to invite you personally to consider how terrible, how awful, how impacted your life has directly been. I'm not talking about annoyance. I'm not talking about um, like ideas, but how your personal life day to day has been impacted. And I'm not going to the political here. I'm not going to, but you don't understand the environment, but you don't understand this. You don't understand where our stance in the world. That's not where I want to go with this. I just want to go with your personal sense of safety and security day to day. Has it truly been impacted? Now, that might be different if you are a person of color, right? But I'm curious to know if your sense of safety and security have truly been dramatically impacted. I think sometimes trying to control things is an unconscious attempt to reduce anxiety. Of course, right? I think that is brilliant. Absolutely. And we're anxious. It's pre-worry, right? We're worried before we have something to worry about. We're thinking about it. We're anticipating the worst. We're anticipating the pain, the discomfort, the displeasure, the sadness, the negative impacts. And it takes anxiety is a huge energy to be managing, right? Because it feeds itself. The more you try to manage it, the more it gets out of control. The more energy goes into that ball of anxiety. The more you try to dissipate it, it's like pushing a balloon underwater. It pops back with just as much veracity, just as much intensity. And so anxiety takes a lot of energy to try to manage. And then we spend time, well, why am I anxious? Well, at the end of the day, the why really becomes a moot point. The truth is that you're anxious, and by the time you're anxious, everything in your life, every response to it to try and manage it only builds the anxiety. And so the only thing that is left that actually helps, I mean, there's drugs, which is fine. And I'm not, many people in my life have to manage their anxiety this way. There is leaning into it and just simply being with the anxiety. There's mindfulness techniques. There's exercise. And all of these, the difference with these is that you're not pushing on it. You're simply doing something else that allows the anxiety to then work itself out, to calm down, to not have the attention put on it. And it's a perfect example. And so when we start to think about all these things we worry about and start to build up in our mind, we start to respond as though it's true, even though the facts of our life are completely different. The facts of our now moment is that we're fine. Wherever you are, clearly you have enough security that you are spending time engaged with me online, right? We're having this moment, or whenever you're checking in on this, you're having this moment. So you wouldn't be doing this if there was somebody attacking you, or if you were going to be kicked out of your home in the next 5 minutes, or if something. Do you see what I'm saying? Like in this now moment, the facts of your life are that things are okay, so much so that I can actually pay attention to something that is supportive for me, is going to lift me up, is going to expand me. I have room for that, right? So this whole storyline that we have right now, and it's coming up in like it's everywhere. This need to know, this need to manage, this need to control is like our habit response to everything that's going on in the world. And the best thing we can do is to be with our experience as it's happening, to honor the anxiety, to honor the discomfort, to honor our not knowing, and not spend a lot of time and energy what I call excavating, like whenever we think about, why am I the way I am? Why do I respond the way I respond? It's like going to an archaeological dig. You have to go through and dig out every last little piece, find the artifact and go, "Oh, yes, this teddy bear from when I was 5, my brother stole that from me, and that's the reason why I'm so filled with anxiety is that people take things from me." Aha. And then you say, does knowing that change my anxiety now? No, it just tells me why I'm anxious, and now I have to be anxious about what I should do about that, you know? It's not to say we never go and heal. We never go and learn, but it's not required in order to experience relief in the here and now, to be fully present to our experience in the here and now. We do not have to understand before we can honor our experience. And more that's becoming important, to know how to be with what is because there aren't words for it. It's not just anxiety. It's sometimes excitement. It's sometimes I feel something happening, or I feel delighted about life. I feel these. It's not always about despair or anxiety or stress. It's sometimes about riding the wave of good. How many of us like have start to worry about that or start to fret about that? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this? When's the other shoe gonna drop? When's it gonna stop? Anytime I have something this good, something bad follows. And off we're running. And now we're missing the experience. We're missing the good. We're missing the lightness of being. We're missing our peace. We're missing our inner wisdom because we're in this mental spin out that seems to need our attention. And yet it gets us nowhere except in distraction or in fret or in anxiety. So the more that we can recognize it when we're in it and come back to the breath that we do, take some deep breaths. And how do we breathe, right? How do we breathe into that? So um, really, it doesn't take much. Like right now, think about where you're at. What's bugging you? Is it something you did something wrong? You sent the wrong email. You should have handled the situation better. You're worried about money. You're worried about, following up on something. You're worried about making a mistake. My husband is in real estate, and every now and then, you know, he goes to do something and everything's very legal, right? So when you're doing like um your contracts and you're filling out your purchase agreements, everything needs to be in there. And every now and then he'll like wake up startled and he'll be like, wait, maybe I forgot to put that in there. And he has to go in and look at things and check it and see what that looks like and make sure he did that. And what's interesting is he's learning to just breathe, because even when we make mistakes, sometimes it's really not a mistake. Sometimes it's our higher wisdom. Sometimes it opens the door to something greater. So we have to be in this place of trusting that we are working always in our own favor. And I love this, Brianna. You said you could have a 3-day panic attack and it could lead to opening up spiritually. Felt like panic, but realized later it was a lot of energy. That's right. Like, and that's a perfect example where you're feeling something. I mean, last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I had several conversations with people like, I just don't know what's going on. I just feel like I can't breathe. I'm just feeling like really stressed out. I feel so much and I'm sure something's wrong with me. I'm sure something's wrong with me. Nia, maybe I just need a session, right? Maybe I need a session. I'm like, as much as that helps my business, the truth is that they usually don't need a session. What we need to do is just breathe and go, okay, is this you? Is this something that is happening inside of you, or is it something you're experiencing in the world around you? And most of the time it's something collective. And this month we've had some doozies. We've had a collective trauma and grief with 9/11 that came up, probably the most strong it has been since 9/11. For whatever reason, I think in large part it's because we are all home. We are all in a different lifestyle. We don't have as much distraction that there was like a collective remembering. Where was I? What was that? What was going on? Oh my gosh. Are we in a better place now? What is happening? Like all of that happening collectively in this country. So if you are intuitive, if you are empathic, you're feeling this. And maybe the last 8 years you have not felt, 7 years you haven't felt that level of intensity. But this year, year 9, you're like, damn it, this was intense, right? So then on Friday with Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying, there was a collective, oh no, and simultaneously, yes, there was like this really big energetic rift that exacerbated the rift that's happening in this country ideologically. The us and them being just very glaring. And if you're intuitive and empathic, right, you are feeling this and going, what the hell is happening? Right? So this is, it's being aware that there's more happening, that then it is about you. But if it always comes back to you, you're always spinning and you never get out of that because you have no answer. There's no understanding of what you did or what's wrong with you that's going to answer that question. So how do we get there? Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you found me. Um, what what helps? Breathing. And Brianna, you wrote breathing is key and you don't need to understand why the answers will come, and they do. And the thing is, when we breathe, we get to clarity. And so the way that I've been doing this a lot over the last month is I just practice throughout my day. And I'm busy and I get busy and I get caught up in my own stuff. So I'm not here telling you like I just sit in a yogic position and with my mudras and I've got it all figured out. No, this is what I do. When I am stressed out last night, I have a 2-year-old who is screaming bloody murder about needing a baba, and we're trying to get her off a bottle because it's her comfort. We're trying to adjust so that she gets a sippy cup for milk. It's an experience thing, right? So what can you do? What did I do? She's screaming bloody murder and everything in me wants to just go, "Argh!" Like run for the hills. And so I sat there and I'm like, okay, let's breathe. And so what I do when I breathe is I breathe through the nose down into my belly and I breathe out through the nose, creating one clear channel for the breath. And that without when my mouth is open, that's a good breath technique to exhale through the mouth when I'm releasing. But when I just need to calm and come to center, and you should have enough coming out with enough force in your exhale through your nose that you can imagine that you're fogging up a mirror, right? That you're blowing out a birthday cake, right, with your nose. Probably don't want to do that these days, but you get my point. So and notice if you're holding here what you want to do, and this is just an awareness because it can feel really uncomfortable, is you actually want to breathe down into your belly. What I find is that when I do that, I'm breathing, I'm getting, oh, sorry, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yeah. Um, that my breathing softens my abdomen, right? I should have a soft abdomen. And I shouldn't be feeling that tightness in my chest. And if I am, I just breathe past that because what's happening is that's in my chest when I'm feeling that, that's control center. Like I'm trying to control here and here. I'm trying to manage everything from here. So just love yourself up and just let the breath go. And just practice without judging. Go, I should be breathing better. I've been doing this for so long. Just love yourself up. And if you can't get there, breathe through your mouth. Do that until you relax and then allow yourself to breathe through your nose. I hope that helps. I find it to be really, really important. And then Kathy, hi Kathy, you're on through YouTube. Yay! And so Kathy Brown is just saying that she has been practicing while in the dentist chair today, and that's great. Like being in the breath and allowing our breath to help us. That whole like become aware of that part of you that needs to understand. Think about when you argue with your partner or with the kids or with even with politics, like you just don't understand how much we have a need to understand, and it's in the understanding that we have this sense, it's a sense, not an actual reality, that we can control our environment. If I know, then I know what to do or what I can't do. But then you only know based on past experience, past understanding, not necessarily what is emerging. So, where does the courage come in? Where does the willingness to do something new come in? That is what's being called up in many of us. So, if you're having a hard time with this, and have been noticing that you're tight, that you're tight in your vessel, don't judge yourself. Of course you are. There's a lot going on. How do we move past that? So let's go ahead and start our meditation. And I'm going to invite you to take some deep breaths. We'll do a quick one today because I feel like it's Tuesday, this Tuesdays is kind of a day of like action, and I just feel that in the ethers. So hopefully I'm reading that right. So let's just take some deep breaths coming into this physical body. Imagine that you're breathing in light, and that beautiful light is filled with divine love and appreciation for you, for this body, the function of this body. And as you breathe in, you can imagine all of the cells opening to receive this love, washing in and through, and allowing a full and complete exhale as you relax into the breath. Breathing in, experiencing that love, lightening your spirit, lightening your energy as you're filled with this love that is unyielding, unbounded. And exhale and relax. This time, as you breathe in, following the breath inside, falling back away from your thoughts and the busyness of your mind, just gently falling back into the arms of your angels or into a pile of feathers or goose down or a big giant beanbag. Just feeling yourself rest softly, landing and breathing in the quiet and stillness. Experiencing yourself floating in this experience of stillness and peace. Getting to this place is so easy. And the goal is not to manage the thoughts or to figure it out, how to quiet it. It's let it be noisy, let it be what it is. But pull your energy and attention away by falling into this quiet place. And if the noise gets loud, we just take another breath and feel ourselves fall back away even farther. Sometimes it's so good just to be floating and feeling that connection with God, with Spirit, with the universe, without barriers. Everything we need is right here. And we breathe. And today, as we breathe, let us bring into our awareness our intention for the day or for the week. What is it that we want support or guidance or inspiration with? And we take a moment to feel what it is we are asking or seeking or longing for. And we willingly, lovingly release it to God, to the field of possibilities, trusting that all we need come to us effortlessly, and that we are open and willing to see and experience inspiration. We're open and willing to recognize all of the way that we are connected and guided and loved and supported. And with this, we feel a peace wash over and through every cell of our being. We are open in and with God. And from here, we bring our attention to our physical body, noticing the breath gently moving in and out, feeling the beat of our heart, the energy generated from our brain down through the nerves into every cell, sparking the wisdom in the blueprint of every cell, that it may do what it is meant to do, that it may rise to the occasion, in and with all of the other cells of this beautiful vessel. This body operating divinely, perfectly. It operates whether you understand what it is doing or not. It has been operating before you knew that understanding was necessary. As a child, you simply lived, trusting in your nature to grow, to explore, to be curious. That infinite willingness awake and alive in your vessel. That pull to learn, to explore, to know. Not to a given end, but to know simply to have the joy of learning something new. To look what is in the next room, in the next closet, behind that door, on the other end of the car journey that you took. All of this a part of your human nature. Awakening in your consciousness, awakening in your vessel. Feeling this willingness rise up and into the vibration of your being. Waking up in your mind, stirring the courage that resides within you to seek, to learn, to grow, and feeling that vibration extend outward from your physical into your energetic field. This field of energy that surrounds your vessel, surrounds your physical form. Feeling the vibration of courage, of curiosity, move in and through and around with this energetic flow that is yours. A new and titillating vibration every part of your skin experiencing goosebumps as though a cool breeze came through. You can feel all of the energy around you, electrified in this willingness. And we breathe. We feel our connection with Mother Earth rising up in our awareness through the cord that connects our energetic vessel to the very core of this planet. We are open and willing and vibrating in possibility, and the willingness to look, to see, to seek. And we breathe with her, feeling all that she offers us, all of life moving into our awareness, feeling our connection and partnership and dependency with all of nature, all of life on this planet. And from here, we raise our attention above our head, an arm's length above our head. We notice our entire vessel, our entire energetic field is open. We are like a tulip, our physical body surrounded by our energetic field, connected to the earth and open like the tulip to receive the light of spirit, to feel the energy of the consciousness that created us, of the life force energy that breathed us into being, that we are a part of, being poured, flowing effortlessly into our vessel. We feel this light, crystalline, warm, and energizing, filling us, mixing and connecting with our own energy. And as we breathe this light into our being, breathing into every cell, and every cell stretching to capacity to receive and experience this light, stretching, expanding, growing. And on the exhale, we feel our edges disappear until the light flows effortlessly through us, outward into the world, into the consciousness of humanity. We feel the light flowing in and through us until we experience what it is to be breathed, being pulled into the universal consciousness and being released fully, sharing all that we are, all the light that we are, with all of life, with all of humanity. We are a vessel of divine light, of divine love flowing freely, expanding, amplifying into the consciousness of humanity. And in this experience, we know we are whole. We know we are lacking nothing. All that we are is this. All that we need to know is this. With every breath, we come to know this experience, to acclimate our awareness, our senses, our mind to being whole and holy. To breathing light, and to be being breathed by the light. All that we are is this. And we are invited to bring this awareness into our daily lives, to feel, to think, to consider, to communicate, to connect from a place of infinite love, to know within our consciousness that all is possible, possible now. And we breathe. I'm going to invite you to gently raise and lower your shoulders. Maybe roll them forward and then gently roll them back, stretching and moving your fingers and your toes and your feet, allowing yourself to remain in this expanded awareness, gently bringing your body to an awake state, rubbing your hands before you, bringing the palms of your hands up to your eyes and gently opening your eyes into the palms of your hand. Coming back to this precious moment. And I'm really going to encourage you to just notice if you're feeling dizzy or lightheaded, to be with it. You'll be able to fully function. But what you're doing is you're acclimating to being more expanded in this experience of being here now. And so as you do this, um, I always feel very gentle and soft um, in my eyes and in my head, and that comes off as fuzzy, although the fuzzy part tends to um, work itself out in a matter of minutes. I encourage you to drink some water. If you can, do some stretches and be present. And as you go through your day, if you find yourself feeling like getting into that mental space, and there's nothing wrong with our mind, but we overuse it, right? So if you find yourself getting stuck, getting caught up in a story, getting caught, just take some deep breaths and come back to this. It's ever available to you. And when we go into this expanded awareness, you start to say, oh, well, I can't see it right now, but I trust that there's another way that will come to me, or that there is something that I'm experiencing that I just need to pay attention to. And it will work itself through. It will work itself through so that you can be more present, more willing, more ready to be here now. And that's what we're stepping into more and more. How do we respond rather than react? Well, it's very easy to be reactive if we think that everything outside of us is the problem, right? So the more that we can come internal, come to this place inside and say, oh, this is I am really being triggered by this right now. I'm just going to love myself up and feel sad or feel mad or feel whatever. And I'm not going to react. I don't need to take an action except to love myself, except to be present to what is. And maybe I'll take some deep breaths, or maybe I'll go for a walk. Maybe I will go and do some stretches. What loving thing can I do for myself? Or if somebody, you're in a situation at work or you're in a situation, what loving thing can I do now? Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is nothing, right? But sometimes it's about, I'm just going to let this person have their thing and say, gosh, it seems like you're having a hard day. Is there anything I can do to help with that? That's a very loving act. So I really encourage you to practice in this. The more you practice, the more you're going to find that your response to everything is different, including social media, including politics, including your in-laws, including your boss or your coworkers and all the things that have a tendency to bother us, our neighbors or whatever. It's the bothering is within us. And the more that we come to that, the more that we come to that place of personal awareness and power, the less we give attention to the other things because we can do something about ourselves. Feeling powerless never really works, right? So I hope this was enjoyable for you. I really like these short meditations sometimes. Sometimes we just need something down and dirty, right? So I hope you have a brilliant day and we will talk soon. And if you have any questions, let me know. I do have we're going to be doing the meditation this Saturday. Make sure you sign up because you have to get the meditation. So make sure you sign up and we'll get you that recording. It'll be sent out on Friday. So if you have a question, let me know. Carol, you said I need to go back to that book, The Untethered Soul, and review some of the key messages. Being silent witness. Yes. And it's so important. And you can go back into the book study as well. So it's still available to you. So you can go back and watch some of the videos and listen to, and even maybe even do some of the reflection questions that might be really helpful for you. If you have questions about that or have any challenges, let me know. And I have a book study starting on Monday. So if you are being called to it, we're going to be doing Brene Brown. And what is it? I can't think. I was going to say Into the Woods. No, it's Wilderness, whatever it is. I can't think of it. Isn't that terrible? Terrible marketing. I'm terrible at this. But anyway, you want to be a part of it. It's going to be amazing. And so I really, really encourage you, if you haven't signed up, do so, because starting Monday or starting Sunday, price goes up by $20. So you'll still have another week to sign up because we just do a kickoff on Mondays. So I really encourage you to sign up. We're going to be doing a little bit more coaching, a little bit more deep dive into how does this really affect me? And we're going to be doing more discussion groups, which I think is so important. So be a part of it. I love you guys. I hope you have a brilliant day and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Braving the Wilderness. That's what it's called. So all of that is in the feed and it's also on my business page. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.